Welcome to another edition of NetStruc Talks. It's your host, Sharon Lead. And today I have a special guest. She is an expert in networking. I call her the network guru. And also, my question to you guys is why do you have to stress over your special day when you can hire an expert MC? Stay tuned and you'll hear from one of our guests that is an expert in both emceeing and networking. Welcome again, and it is your girl Sharon Lead. I am the host of NetStruc Talks, and I have my guest here today, who is the amazing Jessica Sinclair. Hey, Jessica.
Hi, Sharon. Oh my God. Hello to the world, your community. I'm so happy to be here.
When I asked you to be a guest on the show, I was like, I know this is going to be one bubbling type of interview because you have such a bubbling personality.
I can't help it.
It's like,
Thank
I
you.
don't ever think I've ever saw you on a downtime that, it's like, not many people have that. So I
Yes.
want to jump into this because, you're an MC,
Yes.
but by trade, you're a registered nurse.
Yes.
And which is crazy because, registered nurses are kind of like reserved and, you're in, you making sure that you're taking care of the patients first. And,
Yep.
you have to, stay to yourself. But
Yes.
you, my dear,
Different
have
nurse.
taken nursing to another level.
Different type of nurse here. Patients love it. Administration, maybe not so much, but I'm here for my people. I laugh. They call me the comedian nurse. I mean,
Mhm.
Sharon, I don't know how to turn down.
Right. No, I listen, I get it. I get it. So you're a registered nurse, which is
Yes.
fabulous. We
Thank
always have
you.
to say, having a profession that you are proud of and that you are actually giving back and helping people
Mhm.
is such a great treasure. But you decided to go take it a
Yeah.
step further and become an MC. Now, how did that work out? Like what made you decide to go into MCing?
It is so funny because I actually didn't know I had the skill until I saw my brother, hosting family functions. I'm the youngest of five. There's always a baby shower, a wedding. And I saw him one day, Sharon. I'm like, I can totally do this. I can totally be better than him. I loved how he controlled the room. And I think that
Mm,
I'm very type A, pretty much. So I like to be in control. So imagine that you go into an event and you change the environment. That's pretty powerful. And the first day I had a mic in my hand, I would say it was the rest was history. People kept on saying, "What's your business card? What's your website?" I'm like, I don't know. I just volunteered. So I would say I'm a natural.
mhm.
I would say that it makes me that much proud to serve. As you mentioned, I'm a nurse, so servant leadership is a foundation for me, and it's also an outlet when the days are tough as a nurse, which is more often than not. So this is a great release of my energy. So I just love it. I just love
No,
it.
and you do it well. You do it, and when
Thank
I mean
you.
well, you really do it well. You emceed my parents' 52nd wedding anniversary last year.
Yes.
And I mean, I've seen you in action, but when I saw it, totally did not expect what
Yeah.
you gave us. Did
Yes.
not expect it at all. So when I mean, I was so impressed
Thank
at
you.
what you delivered as being an MC. I mean, you
Yeah.
weren't just an MC, you were,
No,
you
coordinator.
were
I
you were
go
a
above and beyond.
coordinator. I
Yeah, and
mean,
it's so hard, Sharon, to put into words when someone says, "What's your pitch? What do you do?" I'm like, "Watch the video," and I still feel like the videos don't they capture me, but you got to see it real, like how you said, like you got to experience it. It's a
yeah,
performance. I'm
it is.
performing at your function, and I love that you said it. I'm not the regular MC. And I know you do publicity. Like, help me tell them that. Like, it is it's a smooth machine, man. From start to finish, I embody your emotion. I embody your event because I believe in it. Your success, I put the pressure on myself. I don't think another MC would do that because they're mostly packaged. This is an add-on, Sharon. This is when you
Mhm.
want someone to allow you to sit down. And I saw you, you're so beautiful and your family. I'm like, this is what my client needs to do. Take the
Right.
photos, do the dance. So it's a full service. This is
It definitely is.
not a
It
game.
definitely is. What made and that's what makes you stand out because,
Thank
I
you.
can tell you firsthand that I've seen MCs and, things that I be honest with you, and I was the coordinator of my parents' anniversary.
Yes.
The things that I was about to get up and do, you did it already. Like you
Done.
came to me, was like, Sharon, I got this. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I didn't know what to do. And I as a publicist, I always have to tell people, pull out your uniqueness.
Yes.
That's your uniqueness. Like that
Yes.
is something where people would not expect it, and you're delivering more than just being an MC. You're delivering an
Correct.
experience,
That's it.
an ex-
Unforgettable.
an unforgettable
Unforgettable.
experience.
And that used to be my tagline, unforgettable. And then my clients is like, but you're lit. You're fire. You are so captivating. So I play on with the taglines or whatever because I want to deliver what the people want. And I
Mm,
want to, sometimes it's hard to define or describe what you're doing because you're so much into it. So sometimes I have to step aside and say, let me start listening to what my clients are saying. And, unforgettable, lit, wedding, coordinator. And I don't want to step on toes of event planners. So I don't necessarily use that term often. But Sharon, I'm handling everything. I mean,
yeah,
once
you
a
are
decorator's done and they did a magnificent job, it's my show. I'm running the
right.
show. And so,
Exactly.
it's worth it.
Mhm.
It's worth it.
What is some of the criterias that you look for when you decide to pick up a client to MC their event? Because you don't just do weddings. I mean,
No, no.
what is a criteria?
So for me now, because I am also an author, I have picked up on conferences. I do galas, which I love. I do red carpet hosting. And as far as the criteria, I really need to meet my client first because it has to be a good energy match.
Mm,
Um, I have done intimate gatherings where it was still lit, but maybe more whimsical, maybe more on a lower vibration. So I want people to know that although I am lit, energy through the roof, it is something that I gauge depending on the event. Love a good quinceanera because I love tradition. I love rite of passage events, the communions, the baby showers. But my high level events are the wedding, Sharon, and the conferences. So
nice.
those are the ones where they see a bang for their buck. This is what they tell me because it has so many moving parts. And Sharon, I get phone calls, and I'm so honest. And maybe this is not good business practice, but I would say to them, you don't necessarily need an MC for this particular event. I
Right.
really want to be honest with people, like I mentioned, and see how they can better use their budget because I know that this is a priceless experience.
Mhm.
And so I may not be the right fit, and that's okay. But for the clients that really want a tight knit show, they want a performance, they want their guests off their phone. It's very hard to get attention. I'm
Yeah.
like, table number 3, are you with me? I may pick on a table
Oh yeah, you
because
really keep the room. I'm telling you from
yeah,
experience, you keep the room
going.
going. So,
I have to.
congratulations to you for
Thank
really getting
you.
your gift and showing it out. I
Yes.
mean, you really, really do have a niche
Thank
in
you.
getting a crowd, keeping them moving, and just
Yeah,
really just making the experience an unforgettable one. So
absolutely.
anybody that is definitely interested in connecting with Jessica in terms of emceeing, definitely she is the one. Her information is going to be in the is going to be in the bio,
Yes.
and then we'll also show it at the end of the end of the interview. But I want to get into your other love and passion, which is mine also,
Yes.
is networking. I mean,
Yes.
we met at a networking event
Absolutely.
years
Moons ago.
ago. Oh, exactly, years
This
ago,
is
and
so
we've
great. Yes.
continued to doing the networking,
Yeah.
and neither one of us like kind of pushed networking, right? So now, you have your book coming out, which we're going to talk about. I
Yeah,
am always pushing networking with Ladies of Third Thursday, the business networking event with my clients. Like, you have to network. What put
absolutely.
you in that space? So you're going from
Mm,
MC into, like,
yeah,
controlling the room, to now, okay, let me show you how to,
how to
let me
do
show
it.
you how to control the room, or at least know how to work a room. Wh-
Absolutely.
How did you get into that space?
Sharon, just a lot of people not knowing how to communicate.
Yeah,
I mentioned
that's
it. It's
great.
very frustrating when you're
Yeah, it
this
is.
burst of energy, this doer, this servant leader. I'm just like, hello, I'm here. I followed up in 2 days. I followed up. I did everything I could. I was a graduate. I was very observant as a commuter on the train. My first booking was working for a styling PR firm. How did I get this job? I noticed that this particular guy, Tyson, hi, bags around him. I'm like, oh my God, why does this gent have so? I said, excuse me, sir. Taking a chance, Sharon, can change your life. How dare you not network? How dare you not tell someone about you? Right.
Hmm.
So I said my other counterparts were getting jobs, Sharon, in PR. As you know, this particular industry could be very much, I don't want to say cutthroat, but it's all about who
Yeah.
and Joanne, I'm just making up a name. Somebody picked up the phone and she walked right by me, and I'm like, "You got the job? You didn't even interview." So, network like you mean it came out of frustration. I always tell someone and people, you can complain to the moon, to the sun comes out, the
Right.
moon, whatever. Sharon, what are you doing to
Exactly.
change it? And so I said, I have to change it. I have to figure out a way to break through the noise. And
Hmm.
I kept on repeating my tips. I kept on manifesting more. I kept
Yeah.
on understanding that there's more for me than hosting, than being a nurse. I'm an educator. It's in my heart. I didn't go to school for education. I'm a natural transformational speaker because I can take you from point A to point B by storytelling. And so I said, I have to help. I have to help Black and Brown.
Hmm.
Honestly, they were my target audience. I am now more broader, with my audience to target schools and whatever the case may be. But honestly, Sharon, I was very much upset about people not following up with me and not taking the time to get to know me because I have a lot of knowledge
Right.
and I
Right.
have to share it. I can't keep it in. So I started with tips, Sharon, perfected it, came out with a book, a collaborative book with nurses that's available. It's more of an inspirational journey on entrepreneurship. You can do whatever you want to do. And if you understand how to navigate, keyword here, you will network like you mean it more effectively.
Yeah, no. And as people go out, yeah, I get it all the time, especially when they come to Ladies of Third Thursday. And that's what, mine is. Ladies of Third Thursday is so different and unique,
Yeah,
because with the network, the level of networking, you walk into the room by yourself, you clearly don't know anyone.
tough.
And I walk up to you, and I will speak with you. I'll ask you who you are, how did you find out about it? What
Right.
is your industry? And then in my head, I'm thinking, okay, who is it that I can connect this person with, that they can actually start
Same.
having a conversation?
Mhm.
Because when you go to a networking event, I never forget, I went to a networking event out in Long Island,
Mhm.
and the host of the event said, listen, if you don't like the networking events, you're going to create your own.
Ooh,
And that's what I did. I was like, I'm going to take bits and pieces
pieces.
of all the networking events that I've been to, and I'm going to
Yeah.
collaborate it into one, and just stay connected with people who are passionate about their business,
Yes.
passionate about sharing, because networking is not only about me. It's about sharing. It's about
Absolutely.
connecting.
Yep.
It's about, what is it that I can do for you,
Yes.
because I have that connection. I have that ability to help
Perfect.
you get to the next level. Because if you keep taking, then who are you? What type of person you are. So a lot of
Correct.
people go into networking thinking that
It's
I'm going to
about
go and do business.
it's about them. Yep.
It's
I want to
about them.
close a deal. I'm going to
Yeah.
tell you how much my business brought in for the year. That is not what this is event is
Right.
about,
It's
right?
not.
It's about showing up. It's about intentive, actively listening. It's about making the right eye contact, persons only have 5 seconds right now to make an impression. I mean, it's the elevator pitch, right? It was 10 seconds. Now it's 5 seconds. The data keeps on changing. But why? Because we have a lot going on in our heads.
In
Mental
our
health
heads. Yeah,
has
absolutely.
definitely taken a toll on a lot of people that I know. And me at times. I mean, Sharon, honestly, I'm a burst of energy, but it takes a lot to be on this
Yeah,
level. I started to meditate. There's things that we can go on and on about. But Sharon, if you don't know what your why is, if you don't know why you're here, it's going to be very difficult because you're always going to look for the dollar. And I said servant
exactly.
leadership many times. That's another label that someone put on me. It's so hard to define sometimes adjectives. And I tell you, these networking events will pull it out of you. Professional development. I mean, I've been to many NetStruc. I'm like, this is different, right? I'm sorry, ladies of NetStruc is your
Thursday.
brand. Yes, right. And I'm like, the women are different. They actually want to get to know me. I know I'm not a senior. Also that matters too, right? Ageism is a real thing in networking. And I say to myself, I still want to. I love wisdom. I want to be around the wise folks. Don't
Hmm.
disregard older people. And the
Right.
older people, stop disregarding us. I'm not, I'm the cusp of a millennium, but Sharon, a lot of people were not nice to me because I was young and innovative. Why not
Hmm.
learn from me?
Right.
So,
Exactly.
networking is everything, especially doing it strategically and intention. This is why it's called network like you mean it. It's not a game.
Yeah.
It's not a
Yeah.
game. It's a
And
job.
and let's get to that because in here you
Yes.
say network like you mean it is an interactive workshop. So you created a workshop that's
Yes.
covering topics that sharpens and develops soft skills. So you
Absolutely.
you you have 6 soft skills that you work on in
Yes.
in your workshop.
Mhm.
What are the soft skills that you work on?
So basically I had to take a step back because my first workshop was all about networking and learning how to do. And I realized that if you're not confident, Sharon, you're not going to network. So I
Mm,
created a workshop on how to boost confidence, right? If you don't know how to work in a team, that's a problem for me because now you're at the table with all these people that want to network. So I have a workshop on how to build interpersonal skills. Then the wellness piece came in. COVID happened and people were just down and out. How to boost wellness, right? How to decrease your stress. Your heart is like this. Your heart beats what, 12 to 20, normal. If I'm talking to you, Sharon, and I'm talking like this, you're gonna say this girl's not ready. She doesn't know what she's talking about. So I had to do a health and wellness piece, how to manage stress, also how to public speak. Now this is a
mhm.
game changer because I realized that I had something that was unique here with this one because people are always in their head. They don't know how to stand up straight. They don't.
Right.
The diaphragm is very big. Hi, my name is Jessica. I'm projecting. I mean, I love this stuff. And so I realized that Sharon, that I had legs that could move. I'm making a table. So I had all these chairs that were important for the support. I had to make these workshops so persons could do more
Yeah.
digging to see how effective it can be if you know what you're doing, if you know who you are, if you know how to talk, articulate. So
Hmm.
I think that was about 6. Yeah. And also understanding your why, and that's a workshop on just manifesting and putting vision boards together, which I will want to do more of because it's game changing. It really
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
And I want to help younger folks, Sharon. I want to be in the schools. I want to show these kids that it's the togetherness. You see, once they go out in the universe, in the world, it's kind of too late. It's a lot of reprogramming.
Hmm.
Um, so yeah, I want to help those young minds more. And they're networking. I taught a class at UConn. It was a science course, so if you will, and they had to pitch to investors. Sharon, my life and my heart has changed because I am doing the work I'm supposed to do. Kids walked away with money that I don't have, but it's okay because I'm doing what needs to be done. The kid
Right.
bought $50,000 check for his invention because I helped him with
Wow.
his elevator pitch. I'm sorry, that was the last workshop. How to articulate your brand
Your
for the
brand,
for
an
the elevator
elevator
pitch.
pitch.
Yeah,
And you literally took networking. So networking, what people usually know it as is, you're going to an event, you're talking to people, you're
no,
getting a business card, and you're walking away. So you took it another level. You
absolutely
took it to the point where it's not just going to an event
no,
and talking to people and gathering business cards.
nope,
It is levels. It is communication.
yeah,
It is elevator pitch. It's
yep,
all of these topics that you have to master in order for
absolutely.
you to be an effective networker.
Period.
And
It's a
and
life
people don't
skill.
get it. It's a
They
life
don't get it,
skill.
Sharon. It's not gonna happen. I tell someone, or I tell people all the time, this is a life skill. It's like dating. Not everyone is a match. Ease up on the pressure with yourself. Also, like you said, it's not as traditional. We can network, Sharon, through the direct messenger. We can network on LinkedIn. Persons who are listening to this podcast, what does your bio say across social media? Right?
Mm.
That's networking right then and there. So you're giving them the boilerplate, just like in a PR newsletter, if you will. You have a little bit of real estate, is what I call, to nail that attention, to get everything out. They're not giving you paragraphs like, LinkedIn does. So also understanding that cross promotional networking is going on in groups like yours, right? Um, and also through professional websites like a LinkedIn. So don't feel like me. I told Sharon lately I haven't been able to get out, but that can't stop me, right?
Right.
Email. Can we do a 10-minute conversation? Sometimes those 10-minute conversations can be exactly, Sharon, what you need to
What you
hear.
need.
Period.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So we need to ease up. We need to interact more with persons that don't necessarily look like us. Because let me tell you something, man. We have so much trauma, Sharon. We don't want everybody to win. You may have to bring me on the show again, Sharon. You just may have
To
to.
talk about to talk about the clinical side of networking. I get it. I get it.
Yeah,
From the
because it's
clinical
so
side to
deep.
everything. No, I
It's
get
so
it.
deep, Sharon. I'm
I get
telling you, if
it.
your mind is not right, you're not going to pick up the phone. I have been there. I have been down. I said, this is not me. I have
Yeah.
to get back to Jessica. And that
Yeah.
took one person who, I don't understand. Energy work is big. They knew I was down. They hit me up and I got right back on the horse. So what
That's
is your
great.
community, right?
Yeah.
What does that
Exactly.
look like? It doesn't have to be people in your industry too. My good
Yeah.
friend's a lawyer. She has nothing to do with healthcare or whatever the case may be, but they have wealth of knowledge, right? So we have
Yeah.
to diversify our network as Black and Brown as well.
Exactly, exactly. And and
Yeah.
and I and I want to congratulate you on taking network to another level
Thank
where it's
you.
not just this what we knew about, but it's
Yeah.
the other part now. And a
Yeah.
lot of people don't want to really put themselves in that space, but they really need to, especially if you're in bit. And it's not only just for professional, but it's
Personal.
personal.
Personal. Your
It's
child.
personal.
Hello, high schoolers, college
Yeah,
parents tuning in.
exactly.
Get
It's
the book.
networking all around.
Exactly. And it will boost their confidence, but also the revenue will always come. I'm not worried about that when it comes to
Mhm.
networking. It will come because people will understand and they'll see Jessica's different. Sharon, you know how many times people tell me why I keep on reposting people's flyers? It has nothing to do with me. Even if you were my competitor, we have two different things. It makes me feel good. I
Yeah.
don't know about you, Sharon, but I am addicted to counting my blessings.
Mhm.
I have it on my wall over there. I'm addicted. I can't stop, and I won't stop, Sharon. I am
Absolutely.
here to serve, and I would love to help your viewers because they still don't get it. We still don't understand networking. We don't get it. And
No.
so,
And it's gonna take
yeah,
time. It's gonna
it
take
will.
time. It's gonna take a lot of workshops. It's gonna take a lot of just pouring into people, attending different networking events, but really just tuning in and just honing in terms of what is your why.
That's
That's
it.
important. That's
Yeah,
important. So I'm glad that you incorporate all of that. But
absolutely.
let's get to the caveat. I
Yeah.
mean, you launched your book, which
Yes.
is,
I just
I'm really proud
put
of
it out
you for
there.
that.
Thank
10
you.
simple tips to achieve networking success. I mean,
Yes,
you have been talking about this for a minute.
I have. I
And,
have.
you've
Yes.
been talking the talk, walking the walk, and you've actually now just put it in place. And
Yes.
I mean,
Yes.
congratulations on that. How
Thank
did you
you.
make when you finished it and you actually got it in hand?
Yeah.
Like, how did you feel about that?
It was just like a homecoming because I knew I kind of did a little drip in my first book where it was about my personal journey. And I was listening to what people were saying, that they need tips, they need action plans, they
Mhm.
need a workbook, Sharon, that they can write notes in. So I said, okay, a downloadable, no brainer. It made me feel proud. I find that I'm very hard on myself. I know, right? Not a surprise there. I
Mhm.
can't stop creating, Sharon. And it was a labor of love. And I just had to get it out. I didn't even do a big launch. There's no launch party. I had to get this product out there
Right.
and be very strategic because I knew it was May and I need every parent to buy this for their kid. Like, this is a plea. This is a
Mm.
call to action. Anyone tuning in, I made it affordable, Sharon. $10. We spend $10 like this. And it's valued at more because I really poured in with giving examples, what you're going to do at the event. And so, like I said, it is for the expert, it's for the beginner, but I really want our students to understand how to network now. So they're going to be so far better than us because they're behind us. You know, we have to reach
Yeah.
as we climb. And I think a lot of people say it, but they're not intentional about it.
Mhm. Mhm.
I want this downloaded by thousands of persons, and I need your help. I need the community's help to do it because it's life experience in this book. It's a quick read,
Mhm.
and it says practical. I need you guys to
Right.
understand it's a practical guide. One, two, three. You can digest it, but what are you going to do after? So I make you accountable. Like, there's a page that says stop, reflect. Like, I'm not playing around here. It's a
Right.
journal as well. Yeah, so I am proud. I'm going to ease up this year on myself because I just want to keep on creating, and I'm only one person, but
No, no, no.
it brings me
But you know,
joy.
and I'm glad that you had mentioned, who it's really for. It's for
Yeah,
the experts, it's for the
yeah,
entrepreneurs, but you really hovered in on the young people because
I
that's
got
key.
to.
And you're right. They're behind, but they're not
Yeah,
that far behind. So if we
no.
can really come and really jump in and give them that push, give them the resources, give them the tools.
Ah,
And networking is the first step. Like
it
if you
is.
can get the courage to talk, and if you can get the courage to see where you need to be, that's you pretty much halfway.
That's it. And
You're
like I said, you're
halfway. So
halfway there. And
you're
these are soft
halfway
skills
there.
that the school district, they don't have enough capacity. They don't have enough bandwidth to teach soft skill development. And it was just a word that came to me, and I said, this is a real thing. Guys,
Yeah.
I'm not making this up. These are skills that are life changing. It's not the math of the world, the arithmetic, the this, the that. This can change your life. This can change your
Yeah.
family's life if you do it the right way. Your
And
next deal is there.
how can folks can find it on your
On the
website,
website, please,
which
as soon
is
as you
it's
go on there, it's there.
jessicasinclair.com. Make sure it
Absolutely.
will be in the body,
Yes.
and you'll be able to connect with her. You'll be able to connect with her on all social media
Everything.
platforms. Congratulations on
Thank
your book, Jessica. I
you.
can't wait to download my copy.
Yes.
We are going to be doing a lot of work. As you know, relaunch
Yes.
Ladies of Third Thursday. So you will be part of the networking parts of the
Yes.
workshops and everything. But I want you to leave, just leave just a message for those who are the introverts
Yeah.
or those that, do not see the importance of
Yeah.
networking, or they just did not have a good experience in when they went to a networking event or networking. What would you tell them?
I would tell them, because I'm also an introvert, which persons don't understand. And it's not about you.
Mm,
It is not about you when it comes to networking. It is about the legacy, right? Imagine, and this is why I kind of have to tie it into the why. Um, your purpose is so much bigger than what's up here. And in order for you to really strive for greatness, which I think a lot of us, that's the goal, right? To have generational wealth, understand that if you're not networking effectively, you're doing your heart, you're doing your mind a disservice. And this is how I really started getting I said, how dare I? My parents are immigrants. How dare I? I'm the only American born. So you'll start to think differently. If you're an introvert, write this down. How dare I not? Right?
mm,
You don't have time. Time goes like this, Sharon. We're already in the spring. How dare you not take a chance on yourself? Right?
wow.
So it was more than one thing that I just said, but the key is, how dare you not? You don't have
Right.
a choice. You don't have a choice. 99% of people are afraid to talk about themselves. You're not alone. Me too included. I had to work on this. This was not an overnight success. Please let us help you. Join a professional group that can pour into you. But introvert, whoever you are, it's not about you. Think big. Think
Think
big.
big.
Yeah.
And we're going to leave on that note. Jessica, thank you so much,
Thank
everyone. Make sure
you.
that you connect with Jessica on her website, which is right here on the bottom
Yes,
of the
right there.
screen. Make sure that you connect with her. Enjoy the show. And
Yes.
Jessica, thank you again for pouring
Thank
into
you,
us. We
Sharon.
love networking. We want to educate as many people as possible.
Absolutely.
And everyone, I will see you at the next NetStruc Talks. Take care.
Bye-bye.